What's up, Rad fam? Today I feel like exploring the internet for some urban legends. And today, specifically, I want to focus on a very creepy urban legend game, and it's called the Elevator Game. Today I want to know how to play it. What's the actual urban legend? Maybe where it even came from. And what happens if things don't go well? So let's get to it. Like we normally start off these videos, I think it's really important to establish what the elevator game is and where maybe it comes from, so we have a better understanding of what it is. Great commentary. The Elevator Game is an urban legend ritual game. That's a mouthful. From Japan and Korea that is purported to allow those who take part in the chance to visit an alternative dimension or communicate with spirits from another world. Like every urban legend, there's going to be a plethora of different versions with little tiny tweaks here and there. Now, this urban legend that I've heard based off the Elevator Game is that it's an elevator ride that you have to do like this complex sequence of going to certain levels in a very specific pattern, and then once you get to this level, the doors will open, and that you are said to be in like this really creepy dimension. I've actually heard that it's supposed to be hell. You know, is it another world? Is it hell? Are they that different? I really don't know. How do you play it? What's the overview here? To do this urban legend game, it says that players should locate an elevator in a building with at least 10 floors. Ride it alone. That's very important. All these articles say you have to do it alone. And visit different floors in a very specific order with special instructions not to trust, look, or speak with the lady who enters on the 5th floor joining you on the elevator. Okay, that's really spooky, and that's, this is a very specific urban legend just in the complexity of the game. I know a lot of other paranormal games have a long list of instructions that you're supposed to follow to a T or else it's not going to work. I feel like this one's different. Even if you do it exactly how you're supposed to do it, there's no guarantee that it'll actually work. And some say that if you think it didn't work, it doesn't mean that you weren't transported to another world, which is a whole nother can of worms, because then they say you're never supposed to actually leave the elevator. It gets really confusing. But now you have to really worry, I guess, about a lady that joins you on the 5th floor. I don't know much about this lady. I hope we find out more about her. What happens when you talk to her or look at her or trust her? Why should you not trust her? Let's find out. So like this urban legend said, that it'll take you to another dimension or an alternate world. The only person in the other world is the participant that plays the game. According to the ritual, the building is identical, except that all the lights are out and the only thing the player would see outside is a red cross. I have actually heard that last part about the red cross. I had heard that you will know that the ritual actually worked because when the doors open, the world will look like the world you came from, but slightly different, like creepier. Which, I mean, I guess if you were in like an apartment building and then your doors opened and then it was just like a pitch black level, that'd be very creepy. And another thing about this urban legend, not only are you supposed to play the game by yourself, which is very, very terrifying, but then like when you successfully do it, you're gonna be all by yourself again. I mean, wouldn't the fun part of going to another world be exploring and being with, like, seeing life? Okay, so the Wikipedia article actually does address who the 5th floor woman is, which I am very, my nose itches. I am very fascinated by this whole thing, because if you're the only person in this new dimension, or at least the only person that you really see, who is this woman? At the 5th floor, a mysterious woman may, doesn't mean she will, enter the elevator and try to lure the player out. Okay, that's a little shady. That's very creepy. According to the rules of the game, the girl must not be talked to or acknowledged in any way. She is a spirit looking to misguide the player into bringing them into a different realm. Okay, so interesting. She's not to be trusted. Now we know why. Girl's evil. Is she trying to prevent you from successfully going to that dimension? Does she not want you to leave that dimension? Why does she not want you to leave? Probably to eat your soul. Yeah, probably to eat your soul. That sounds about right. Very creepy, very unsettling. But now that we have a basis of what the urban legend is and about this 5th floor woman, let's go into how to play it. And again, I can't stress this enough. Whenever we cover these paranormal games, I am not telling you to play this game. I'm literally saying the opposite. Don't recommend it. Okay, enough of a disclaimer. Let's actually look at the instructions, because I am very fascinated to see how you're actually supposed to play it. The very first thing that this article says right away is only one person can play this at a time. And again, the whole loneliness factor, I don't even want to be in an elevator by myself, you know, just in case it breaks down. I don't want to be trapped there by myself. I'd rather have like teamwork, you know? To actively go into an elevator by yourself to play a spooky game, I just can't relate. You can only perform this ritual on a building with at least 10 stories with at least one elevator in it. Well, yeah, you can't play the elevator game without an elevator. You cannot proceed otherwise. So if you try to do this in a building with less than 10 floors, GG's, it's not gonna work. The first thing you're gonna do is you enter the elevator from the first floor by yourself. If anyone else gets on, then understand that you cannot continue from the first floor and wait until the elevator can be taken alone. Seems kind of like a hard one right off the bat to follow, unless you played it in the middle of the night. Oh my god, if you played the elevator game at 3 a.m. Oh, wow. I'm sure lots of YouTubers have though. So then you're going to press the button to the 4th floor. And then from there, do not get out when the elevator reaches the 4th floor. You're never supposed to get out of the elevator, I believe. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor, okay? Again, numbers, it's very confusing. Do not get out when you reach the 2nd floor. Stay on the elevator and then press the button for the 6th floor. Spooky. Do not get out when you reach the 6th floor. Remain in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor again. Do not get out. Again, you're never getting out. Don't get out of the elevator. Just, I'm assuming bad things will happen. We'll investigate further what happens if you mess up. Stay on the elevator and press the button for the 10th floor. Some have reported hearing a voice calling to them on the 2nd floor during the middle of this ritual. That is too spooky for me. That is sayonara. That's where you lose me. Do not reply. Do not answer in any way. Oh no. Oh, no. What happens if you do? Is it then they acknowledge that you're there and they know that you hear them, so then they're going to come mess with you? Does it mess up the actual ritual? Is it just going to call that girl for the 5th floor to be even spookier? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, this is when I would duck out. Do not get out once you have reached the 10th floor. Stay on and press the button for the 5th floor. It has been reported by some that a woman may enter the elevator on the 5th floor. She may appear as a stranger who wishes to engage in conversation with you. More importantly, she may appear as someone you know. That is some freaky mind game shiz. I'm not playing with that. What if it's your mom? Like, and you're in your apartment building. You're gonna think, oh, I messed up the ritual, let me get out. And then she's what? Gonna eat you? Oh, no. This is some devil-ish. Nope. This is not good. Do not play this. And you're not even supposed to look at her, though. So if you think you know her, but you can't look at her, but then if you do look at her because you think you know her, bad things are going to happen. This got way more complicated than I ever thought it would be. It is important that you do not acknowledge her in word or a glance. If the elevator you are in is reflective, then stare at the floor or at the buttons only. Oh, I would mess up. Oh, I'm not good at that. GG's. I'm a goner. If you do reach the 10th floor, you can either stay on the elevator or exit the elevator. Oh, okay. Why would you want to do that though? That's too spooky. Once if you can't get back. Some have reported that upon attempting to leave the elevator, the woman will try one last time to talk with you. She may raise her voice and ask where you're going or what's wrong. She may shriek as you cross the door's threshold. I literally have goosebumps. Keep your wits about you and do not engage or look at her even out of fear. Oh no, I'm fearful just reading about this. There is only one way to know whether you have traveled to the other world for sure. You will know because you will be the only person there. No, thank you. How would you really honestly though know that you did? Because once if you play this at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night in like an office building where they turn off the lights when everyone leaves, how would you ever know you actually transported to another place? Even if you're in an apartment building, how would you really know unless you like went and knocked on a door? I feel like they just want to try to trap you there. There would be some trickery. How would you ever know you actually got out of there? And then if you have to like go back to the elevator with that girl just waiting for you, but you can't look at her. Oh no, I'm just like imagining a really creepy face just like staring at you. No. So you do have the choice to leave or to not to leave, but to be honest, reading about leaving I think sounds a little more interesting because I'm very perplexed on what possibly could be out there for you. This is the steps that you're supposed to follow if you decide to leave the elevator. So if you do leave the elevator on the 10th floor, the elevator you use to get there is the only one you can use to return. And you have to remember which one you took. I mean, does that girl just vanish when you leave? Because I feel like you would know which elevator it was by her being in there. But then again, maybe she would be in another one to trick you so she can keep you. Oh, again, I would not trust any of this. When you get back on the elevator, press the buttons in the same order you did in steps 2 through 8, which you use to travel. This should take you to the 5th floor. Oh, that is so confusing. Once you have reached the 5th floor, press the button for the 1st floor. Do not be surprised when you instead begin to ascend again to the 10th floor. Do not panic. Literally already panicking. You can press the button of any floor lower than 10 to stop ascending, but you have to do it before you again reach the 10th floor. Some have described feeling called not to cancel the elevator's ascension, but you must. Ooh, and you must is bolded. Ooh, what happens when you fail? That's what I want to know. We'll try to answer what happens if you fail after this, but oh no, I already know I'm a goner. I'm trapped. I'm stuck. I'm in the upside down world. Once you have canceled the ascension and reached the 1st floor, make sure that everything seems normal to you. If anything seems remotely strange, like what? Like the lights flickering, the lights being off, it being nighttime when it was daytime, like maybe stuff like that. If you hear anything you should not be hearing, if you smell something you don't recognize, then do not exit the elevator. You have to repeat step 2 until everything on the 1st floor seems normal. This is very important. And the last step is once you are satisfied that everything on the 1st floor is as it should be in your world, then you can exit the elevator and the ritual is completed. Oh, that is so much riding on you though, because if you mess up and you don't know you messed up and it wants to trick you, oh guys, just don't play this. Don't play it. Oh guys, this is just stressing me out. You know, even though I necessarily may not believe in the authenticity of urban legend paranormal games, it still doesn't mean that I'm not going to be overly cautious, because just as much as I'm not sure that they exist, I'm not sure that they don't exist. That's a lot of negatives. I don't know if you get what I mean. I like to play devil's advocate. I like to be on the fence about things. So now that we know how to play the game and what not to do as much as what to do, I have a lot questions actually about what happens if you mess up. I actually was able to find an FAQ on the internet about the elevator game. So let's take a quick gander at that. What if you want to do it with 2 or more? What if you want to do it with 2 or more people? My guess is it probably just won't work. I don't know whether anything negative will happen necessarily, but at best, I would suspect the elevator will just function as it normally would. No strange passengers getting on or off, no trips anywhere else, etc. It might be interesting to try doing it simultaneously with someone else in the same building that has more than one elevator. Each of you picks an elevator, you begin at the same time, and hopefully reconvene in the building's lobby at the end. But I can't vouch for the safety of this possible variation. Okay, that I can understand a little bit more, because then you're kind of playing with a friend. I mean, again, too scary for me personally. Once if the woman that gets in the elevator is actually like takes on the appearance of your friend, that would be some crazy mind games. What happens if you talk to the woman? This is the one I'm most curious about, because I feel like, I love to talk, so I feel like this is where she'd get me. I'm not sure anyone has ever done this and has been in a position to report back afterwards. Oh, that's a really good point. If someone did do it, I guess how would you ever know? Because she took their soul. She ate them. They're gone. Now, the last question we're going to cover from this FAQ, because there's a lot more. What if you don't cancel the ascension on your way back? Then you don't get to go home. You might in fact get stuck in the other world forever. You are a goner if you fail, especially that step. The other ones might be a little more forgiving because it'll just ruin the ritual. This one will actively ruin you. But that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked this urban legend deep dive. If you did like it and want to see more like it, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out this video and this channel and this community, the Rad fam, because you guys are awesome. And if you do want to see me cover more urban legend paranormal games, let me know down in the comments which ones I should do next. And until next time, keep it the radness, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye. Charlie, would you play the elevator game? Charlie would be the demon that would get me stuck in the other dimension.